What's up, Sagittarius? Okay, my friends, let's talk a little bit about your personal creative style and see if we can get to the bottom of what you all are doing well naturally already and amplify that with your creative work, and also maybe take a look at any setbacks or challenges that you might encounter on a recurring basis where we can address that and say, okay, here's some ways to troubleshoot when situations or scenarios arise. And we'll also take a look at the Story World Oracle deck and pull a card for you to keep you motivated and inspired moving forward. Okay, so you are a mutable sign, you're a fire sign, and you are governed by Jupiter, the Roman king of the gods. That's the sky god, the god of thunder, and you occupy the ninth house in the zodiac of the higher mind, adventure, and finding one's purpose. You are an indefatigable sign that loves to travel and explore. You're driven to find meaning in everything, natural philosophers and alchemists, and you're usually the life of the party. The only real issue with Sag is that you all can be plagued by the same issue that other mutable signs have, which is getting wrapped up in the process to the point where you might lose vision of the final product, right? So you will tend to be method creators anyway, meaning you like to experience everything firsthand, live everything before writing about it or world building about it. And that can be kind of, one, it can be very seductive because, endorphins, right, and dopamine. um, but it can also be dangerous, as unfortunately Sagittarians are prone to addiction in terms of both substances and behaviors. I don't care if it's caffeine and social media, whatever your jam is, you all can be prone to consuming that in excess to the point where it's like nobody can keep up with you, right? And so that is part of what it means to be a Jupiterian sign. You and Pisces, Jupiter is Pisces' minor ruling planet or ancient ruler. But still, these are signs that tend to have a really expansive appetite and can just keep going and going and going and going and going. That's Jupiter's influence. Jupiter is a gift-giving planet and it has no chill. It's just going to keep giving you ideas and giving you material to generate with. And so you're just going to keep going, right? And when you feel your little key winding down or you're starting to kind of slow down, that's when it's like, oh, well, I'll just drink some more coffee or another Red Bull or some more Mountain Dew, or I need to feel something. I need to stimulate my body and my mind. I'm gonna go get a tattoo like right now, like that kind of thing. Thrill seeking is something that I'm not saying, because it is part of your charm. It's what makes you fun. I'm not saying you have to completely just like put aside your fun-loving nature, your explorative nature. Yes, you will tend to have some impulse control issues, but it can be curated, or you can have a time period. You can set some restrictions for yourself so you don't just kind of like go off the rails because it just feels good to just continue to one up yourself in terms of the dopamine hits and the endorphin hits, because you just want to feel all the feels, and it just feels good to live, and it feels good to go see things and do things, and I'm gonna ingest more, and I'm gonna do more, and at some point that intensity, which is sometimes impulse driven, sometimes compulsive and immediate gratification oriented as a fire sign. It means like little brush fires everywhere that can turn into a forest fire really fast, right? So in order to mitigate that, because you will like to feel things in the moment, all the things, it would be really good for you all to, before you let yourself get carried away, is to find an anchor in real life, preferably a support group, a counselor, a life coach, a therapist, somebody to serve as your field guide to your emotions who can rein you in. So you can have someone to help keep you focused on this being about what it is that you're building and not just the experience itself. Not just doing something for the sake of doing something all the time, but how is this actually going to help you figure out how is this actually going to contribute to the world that I'm building or the project that I'm working on, it would be good for you all to keep like a workshop group or a mentor or somebody who you check in with on a regular basis to help anchor you in the work. Okay. So the oracle card that you all got was Rite of Passage. Endure a test of wit, stamina, and intuition to earn advancement to the next stage. So a really good way for you all to start to hone your instincts in terms of finishing what you start, for one, and giving yourself a problem to solve, which you like to do, you're adventurers, and to get a spike in those chemicals that your brain loves would be to submit an aspect of your work to a contest or some sort of, application, creative fellowship, some sort of program where you actually have to apply to what you want to do. So I'm not sure what kind of artists are listening to this, but whether you're a dancer, a musician, an author, a visual artist, a fiber artist, there's always a gallery or a grant application you can fill out, something to sort of help you direct or control the flame, where you have to have, there are like certain deliverables that you have to provide, a work sample, a budget, letters of reference, and that will give your mind something to actually gnaw on that you have to do, that has things that you have to accomplish in order to receive whatever it is on the other end. Occasionally it is good for you all to apply to things like this because it keeps you motivated, right? And it reminds you that you're not actually alone in this process, and that there are resources out there that can help you fund whatever it is you want to do, go on a trip, but it also just, it widens it keeps your mind on the final vision or the final product, and keeps you product oriented, end result oriented, to ensure that you will finish what you start and you won't just put something down to go tinker or fiddle with something else. So it's good. It's a good practice and habit, particularly if you're a beginner world builder, or if you're not entirely seasoned yet, haven't been doing it for long enough in your craft. It's okay to introduce a little bit of healthy competition into your practice, because it keeps you sharp and it keeps you motivated to finish what you start, right? So think about something like a shonen anime by something like Hunter x Hunter by Tagashi. Is he a Sag? No, he's a Taurus. I don't know where I got that from. But anyway, Hunter x Hunter is a really good anime for you guys to check out if you haven't already, because it just kind of shown in anime. I mean, Naruto, One Piece, the breaking of one's level and that process to get stronger or more effective at whatever you're trying to accomplish, because you have a dream in mind, whether it's to be king of the pirates, or to become a hunter and find your dad, or to become the Hokage, whatever the case. I like that genre because you can see measurable results in improving the skill set, but there's usually an exam or some kind of conflict where you have to test yourself against an opponent to see how far you've already come, so you don't create in a vacuum. That would be really good for you all to introduce just a little bit of competition into your life every now and then with complete strangers, just to see, one, what the experience is like, two, to get you to a place where you're reaching a final product and it's not just languishing there, just kind of fizzling out somewhere. And three, it allows you to gauge where you are in terms of your progress, okay? All right, you all, I hope you found this useful, and I'll speak to you again soon.